Driving in the rain. Look, it's something we all do, but how many of us have really mastered the skills to do it safely? From a light drizzle to a total downpour, wet roads change absolutely everything about how your car behaves. So let's dive right into this guide on how to handle that challenge and get a real grip on wet weather driving.
Now this statistic, it's honestly a little terrifying because it tells us that in an emergency, when things happen in a split second, a huge number of drivers just freeze. There's no time to think. The whole point of this explainer is to arm you with the knowledge so you're prepared to act, not just react. We're not going to be part of that 37%.
And you know what? That preparation starts long before you even feel the first drop of rain. Your safety on a wet road is really decided by the checks you do right in your own driveway. Let's see how these simple checks build the foundation for a safe trip.
Okay, think of your car as your partner out there. Your first line of defense is just a well-maintained vehicle. Your tires, they've got to have good tread to push that water away. Your brakes, they have to be firm and responsive, no question. Wipers that leave streaks are a huge no-go. You need to see. And of course, make sure your lights are clean and working. That's how you see, and just as important, how other people see you.
Beyond the basic maintenance, a good emergency kit is your safety net. I mean, it's got the obvious stuff. Tools, visibility, simple repairs. But here's a pro tip. Things like sand or kitty litter can be an absolute lifesaver if you get stuck in the mud. You just need a little extra traction to get out. It's all about being ready for what you don't expect.
So, the car's ready. But are you? Driving when you're rushed or tired or upset is a huge risk factor in any condition, but it gets magnified 10 times over in the rain. Your attention has to be 100% on the road. The takeaway here is simple. If your head isn't in the game, just stay out of the driver's seat. It's not worth it.
And one last physical check, how you're sitting. This isn't just about comfort, you know? Sitting at least 10 inches back with a nice bend in your elbows gives you the leverage you need for smooth, precise steering. Plus, it keeps you safer if the airbag goes off. It's such a small detail, but it makes a huge difference in your control of the vehicle.
All right, vehicles prepped, drivers prepped. Now it's time to talk about what you do when you're actually out there driving through that downpour. These are the skills that separate a reactive driver from a proactive, safe one. Let's start with your most basic tool, your sight. This is shocking, but road grime and mud can block up to 90% of your headlight's power. 90%! That's a massive, massive drop in visibility. A quick wipe of your lights and windows before a trip can literally change how well you can see and be seen. And you know, sometimes the smartest move is to not move at all. If the rain is coming down so hard that you're losing sight of the edge of the road or the car in front of you, that's your cue. Don't be a hero and push through it. Pull over somewhere safe, turn on your flashers, and just wait it out. That's a sign of good judgment, not weakness.
Now here's a hidden danger a lot of drivers just don't know about. The single most treacherous moment on a wet road is often the first 10 minutes of a heavy rain. Why? Well, that's when all the oil and grime that's been sitting on the pavement lifts up and creates this incredibly slick film before it all gets washed away. So you've got to be extra cautious right when a storm begins.
And here is a simple, absolute rule. Never, ever, ever use cruise control in the rain. Period. You need the ability to instantly reduce speed just by lifting your foot off the gas. Cruise control will just keep trying to maintain speed, which is exactly how you can lose traction and start to hydroplane. You need to be in 100% control. Speaking of hydroplaning, let's talk about it. It's that terrifying feeling where the car seems to float and the steering wheel goes all light in your hands. It happens when your tires actually lose contact with the road and start riding on a thin layer of water instead. You're not driving a car anymore. You're basically captaining a boat you can't steer.
To really understand why this happens, think about this number, 1 gallon. In water that's just a 1/12 of an inch deep, each tire on your car has to displace a full gallon of water every single second just to stay in contact with the road. That's a mind-boggling amount of work for your tire tread.
And this right here shows you exactly what happens when your speed overwhelms your tire's ability to do that work. At speeds as low as 35 miles per hour, you can start to lose contact. By 60, your tires might be completely separated from the pavement. You're not driving anymore, you're just skimming, and you have absolutely zero control.
So, how do you avoid this terrifying situation? The answer is actually pretty simple. First, and most importantly, slow down. Speed is the biggest factor, hands down. Make all of your movements, your braking, your steering, smooth and gentle. And here's a great tactic. Try to drive in the tire tracks of the car in front of you.
The water's already been pushed out of the way for you. But what if, despite everything, your car does start to skid? Okay, first rule, don't panic. Knowing the correct response can be the difference between a scary moment and a serious crash. Let's break down exactly how to recover. First up, you have to know your brakes. If you have anti-lock brakes, ABS, the technique is plant and steer. You plant your foot firmly on the brake pedal, hold it down, and you steer where you want to go. You'll feel it pulse under your foot. That's normal. Do not pump it. For older cars without ABS, you need to use threshold braking. That's applying firm, steady pressure right up to the point before the wheels lock up.
Okay, let's picture it. A rear wheel skid. The back of the car is sliding out. Your gut instinct will be to slam on the brakes. Don't do it. The most important rule, the golden rule, is to look and steer where you want the car to go. So if the back is sliding right, you steer right to correct it. Keep your movements smooth until you feel those tires grip the road again.
Now, a front wheel skid is actually more common. This usually happens when you take a corner a little too fast. The car just wants to plow straight ahead even though you're turning. Again, stay off the brakes, keep looking and steering where you want to go. You basically have to wait for the front wheels to slow down just enough to regain traction, and then you can gently guide the car back on course.
Whew! We have covered a lot, right? From prepping your car to handling a full-on crisis. So let's just boil all of this down into the most important takeaways you can easily remember the next time the skies open up.
Let's recap the big ones. Keep your tires properly inflated. It is your only connection to the road. Slow down. It's the simplest and most effective thing you can do. Buckle up, always. Never ever use cruise control in the wet. And finally, if you do get into a skid, just remember this one phrase: look and steer where you want to go.
See? Driving in the rain doesn't have to be a white-knuckle experience. With the right preparation, the right mindset, and the right skills, you can absolutely handle it with confidence. So the next time you see those storm clouds gathering, you'll have the knowledge. The only question is, are you ready to use it? Drive safe out there.